3, 2, 1.
The Great Christmas Light Fight is on!
Ho, ho, ho! Yeah, turn it up, y'all! Come on, let's ride! Heading down to Dallas where the Christmas spirit is on the rise. The librarian is heading to the Christmas Expo. Got a date with holiday magic right before my eyes. The librarian is heading to the Christmas Expo. The librarian is heading to the Christmas Expo, where the Christmas lights are as big as the Texas skies. Yee-haw, y'all!
It is going to be a busy weekend again. All these events happening, and it's not even Christmas in July yet. But it's a great time to be involved in the Christmas industry. I mean, I got to tell you, if you're not following things, the stores are already selling blow molds. They're selling Halloween decorations. Hey, I bought 2 blow molds today online from Walmart, and you can too. But July is an exciting time because we're going to be able to add some new things to this book, some things we haven't added in a while, and that's the road to the Christmas Expo. That's right, the event that's been around and started the minis that all of you go to today. And it's an event you should get back to, and it's coming back in a big way this year here in Dallas, Texas, later near the end of July. So registration is now open. If you haven't seen that, you got to go to the Christmas Expo website. There's a lot of things happening. Preliminary class lists have been listed. There are other events being published. There's a window decorating contest. You can book your hotel, and we're going to learn a lot about that. And you're not going to hear it from me. You're going to hear it from, that's right, Joyce Perhac, the person who puts together and runs this event, and it's bringing it back in a bigger way. I know it disappeared last year, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But we have exciting news. The Christmas Expo is returning in a big way, bigger and better than ever. I'm going. I hope you're going, and let's do this. So before we bring our special guest in, we got to make it official. As you know, the librarian is out until he's in. So let's get that baby where it needs to go. Welcome. Yes, the librarian is officially in. The road to Christmas Expo 2026. And I'm really excited because in the area it's at, as a Great Christmas Light Fight fan, there are a lot of people that have been on the show just in Texas. So I'm hoping they make it out. We'll talk a little bit about the roundtable that I think is still going to happen despite the show being on hiatus for this year. And we got a lot of fun stuff. So before we get Joyce in here, remember, hit like, hit subscribe, smash that like button, share, ask questions, get your comments in because we're going to check in. We want to know what you want to know about Christmas Expo 2026. We're going to try to cover everything. We did invite some other additional guests. If they don't get held up at work, they're going to join us. If not, it'll be just me and Joyce, and we're going to have some fun. Now, before I bring Joyce in, there are some storms coming through Pennsylvania. So if you lose my feed, I'm sorry. I'll try to get it back up. But right now, we're good. Joyce is actually on the other side of the state. I won't fault her for that. You know, she's on the Pittsburgh side. I'm on the Philly side. And the storms have hit there. She lost some power today. She's still without some power, but she's dialing in. So we have her on voice, and I'll pop up an image. We're glad we were able. We almost canceled this last minute, and we did not want to do that only because people would say, wait, you canceled Expo last year. Don't cancel the show. We're excited. So get your comments in, and let me bring in my special guest. Let's bring in Joyce, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun call. So let's do it. Let's bring in Joyce. And sorry I don't have her physically here as far as her image, but we do have her on the phone. Joyce, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Brian. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone.
Hello. It's so awesome to have you. And I was glad you were able to send me the caricature, and I'll tell you why. If you look at all of the little banners I put out there for YouTube and just my general profile, it's a caricature. Somebody made it for me, and I think they're fun. So when I asked if you could send an image, since we couldn't get you your webcam working there, it was great that you had a caricature. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So Joyce, we got people joining in. We're going to have a lot of people moving in and out. We're going to get comments and questions in. We're going to answer those. But before we do that, why don't you just give us not everybody knows you. So why don't you just give us a a 30, 60-second introduction of who you are, what you do, and how you're going to talk to us and help us out today about the road to Christmas Expo 2026.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Brian, for inviting me to present to your audience. I'm really excited about this opportunity and excited that we're coming back this year in such a big way. Christmas Expo has been around since 2003, originally started by Chuck Smith from Planet Christmas. I acquired the show in 2012. We put on the first show under Pro Show, which is our parent company, in 2013 in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The show previously had been offered every other year, and I have switched it to every year and move it around the country so that more people have an opportunity to attend. It started out with just my sister and I show. She's still involved, but she's more back end at this point with the website and social media and everything. And I'm the one that actually puts the logistics together.
That's awesome, Joyce. Thanks for sharing that. If you saw on the left-hand side, she keeps dropping out a little bit, but we're not losing her audio. So I'm glad we were able to get this on. Joyce, I actually finally got to meet Chuck Smith for the first time last year, and I met him again for the second time earlier this spring at another mini event. And he did do a presentation, and he talked about the evolution of where all these minis came out. We'll talk about minis a little bit and where they fit in versus Christmas Expo, and how the Plus evolved into Christmas Expo, and then it moved into your realm. So that's a really, really cool story. And speaking of stories, I think we want to get into trying to figure out how to do this. Sorry. We're working through this technology. I want to find out what stories we got and what questions or comments and people saying hi. So before we get into some of the questions, let's see who's joining us and what they're saying and where they're coming in from. Hey, here we go. We got Lone Star, Texas. Patrick saying hi from the state of Texas, where the event's going to be. Again, it's in a great area. I've actually stayed at the hotel where it's going to be, so I know it's a great, great location. And we'll talk about maybe how you pick hotels and so forth a little bit later. Who else do we got? We got Monty Small. So Monty, I don't remember if Monty's ever gone to a Christmas Expo, but he does go to some of the minis, and I'm going to see him this weekend. But Monty, glad to have you. I hope you can make Expo. Maybe you'll see some things here today or hear some things that'll entice you if you haven't signed up. And we'll talk about registration and all in a moment. Joyce, who else do we got here? We got Troy from the North Pole Christmas Village. Let's go. I bet he finally doesn't have snow. He always tells me he has snow every time he joins in. A little fun. He's always usually one of the first to join in. Here we go. Speaking of attendees I know are coming, this is the Slankard family from Great Christmas Light Fight last year. And he's cooking food right now while he's listening to us, and he's saying it's perfection. So, hey, if you don't know Joyce, the Slankards are slated to be on the Light Fight Roundtable. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later.
I do know that.
Good. And you probably know this lady, Yvonne Campbell. She always goes every year. Yvonne will be back this year. She was on Light Fight 2 years ago already. Geez, time flies, Yvonne. Can't wait to see you again. You would know her if you've seen her face. You would recognize her. What else do we got? Robert can't wait to come. I know, we know. You got everything booked, planning an extended stay. Hey, we got Devin joining. Devin runs a display up in the Massachusetts area. And I'm actually on his board. He's going nonprofit, and I'm one of his board members. So we had a call last night. Great to have you, Devin. Hey, another Texan joined. Sherry Cohn joining from Texas. Sherry's come up here to some events, and I know she's looking to register. Joyce, one of the things I want you to think about as we go forward, I've seen a lot of comments of people saying last year, the event, it was so close and then it got canceled last minute. I bought airfare tickets. How do I know that's not going to happen again? So when we get the pants there, I'd like to talk about that and ease everybody's mind, because got my airfare booked, so I'm ready to come. Good to see you again, Sherry. I hope you're doing well. Not so fun fact, if you don't know this, Sherry fell off of her roof decorating off of a ladder and broke both legs at one point, and she's fully recovered. So yeah, be careful out there as you're decorating. Monty wants to say hi to you, Joyce. So we just introduced one.
Hi, Monty.
Who else we got here? Holiday Red. So excited to have Expo returning in a big way this year. And we're going to talk about how big, because there's a lot of things being posted now that we're getting close to the event. and hoping Joyce can share some new stuff with us as well. And Yvonne is coming from Oxford, North Carolina, which, you know, it's a perfect thing to a segue, if you will. Expo I see. So let me go back a little bit, Joyce. So me for Expo, my first one was about 3 years ago. It was the one in Kansas City. And
Mhm.
that said, I've been involved with Planet Christmas and Chuck Smith all the way back to around 2000, 2001, somewhere there. But at the time, I was a young family. We had little kids, not a big budget to work with besides decorating. So I never really got to go to any of these events. So I'm fortunate to be able to go to a lot of them now. And the reason I bring it up is there's a lot of people that see Expo as, I'll call it a granddaddy, where you have the minis happening and they do get some audiences from around the country. But if you ever go look at some of the maps they publish, most of it is localized. Expo is a destination event, and we're excited to hear it coming back and in a bigger way. So that's going to be really cool to hear. Let me add you back up there. All right, who else we got joining? Peter Daly, looking forward to this. I don't know Peter, but thank you for watching the show. And we're looking forward to it too. We'll get into the meat of it here shortly. Monty, by the way, was at Expo, the Lexington, Kentucky Expo, which I heard that was a great one. I missed a lot of good times back then. Who else we got saying hi? Brandon Brown is saying hi. Okay, Brandon, light fighter, glad to have you. I know you're on vacation now, I think I saw. In a place where it's 70 some degrees, Joyce. Wouldn't that be nice? It's like 96 here now.
Yes.
Sherry is expecting hugs from myself and my wife, Kimberly. Mrs. Librarian is upstairs right now. She's going to
Hey,
her sister
Mary,
for
I
the week.
could use a hug too.
Joyce would like a hug, Sherry. So since you're going to come to the expo, since you live in Texas, you better be there. There's going to be a lot of us there. And hey, folks, thank you for commenting. Continue to get your comments in, get your questions in. Again, hit like, hit subscribe, and let's get into some questions. So again, this show's totally unscripted, and it'll go randomly around. And you might precipitate a question. I might precipitate a question. Joyce just might make a comment that creates a question. So we want to try to cover as much as we can. So Joyce, I think at the first place I want to start, I'm going to pop this up here. I won't be able to put your image up on the screen, but you'll be able to talk. I want to talk about, this is just the event info. So this is on the Christmas Expo wedge page, which is what, christmasexpo.com. As a matter of fact, let me share this. There's the website, christmasexpo.com. You can register now. This page is from there. But on the landing page, you'll see a section that has the conference, the event information, a list of the premium workshops, which we're going to talk about shortly, and then some of the other things like the window decorating contest and some other things. So go there to christmasexpo.com right now. And Joyce, I'm curious, is there anything people should know as they go to the website right now where they should direct their attention?
The website is a continuous work in progress. It gets updated almost daily. So if you see what you're looking for, either use the contact us page and send me a question, or come back the next day and look for something, whatever it is that you're interested in. It's moving pieces and parts right now, adding everything that we have going on. So if you don't see it, let me know.
Okay. I think one of the things that's worth noting is it just opened this week. If you're not familiar, folks, there is a Facebook group called Christmas Expo Community. You have to join it. We're starting to see activity in there. And one of the things posted this past week was finally the registration, which everybody was waiting to see what happened. So I just popped up a screenshot of the registration site. Joyce, what is something people should know as they're registering, the options they have? Is there any tips and tricks you can share? What do you got for us?
We try to make the registration process as easy as possible and as self-explanatory as possible. So you see we have it broken down into premium workshops for DIYers and those for the commercial, and try to include what's included in those registration fees. And then the purchase tickets options breaks it all down so that you know what you're registering for. We are not a conglomerate in any way or form. So if you have a question, let me know. If you do something wrong, we'll get it fixed. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I was talking to Joyce offline, and one of the things that came up today is I had a friend reach out saying, hey, I have somebody that's trying to be a vendor, and they reached out through the site today and they got a message that the box was full or something. So Joyce said, hey, just let me know what they were trying to reach out to and we'll get that resolved. Love to talk to them. So if you ever have any issues, just reach out and use the contact section, or let me know and I can pass it on and we'll get it addressed. But, speaking of registration, I think one of the first things we should do is, before you register, is you're going to want to stay at the hotel. And I kind of pulled this up. This is from the website. If I was going to stay the whole week and use the room rate, what can you tell us? Why did you pick the DoubleTree Hotel? What should we expect when we're there? And what's the advantage of having the event at the same place you stay?
The DoubleTree Hotel is conveniently located between both of the airports in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Love. So it's about 20 minutes either way, centrally located, which makes it easy access for those coming in from out of town. The advantage of staying in the hotel, it's just so much easier if you purchase things at the vendor hall. You could take it right up to your room. You don't have to trek through a convention center to get to the outside parking lot to put it in your vehicle. And our room rate at the DoubleTree is just outstanding this year. They worked with us. They were very easy to work with and offered us $139 a night, which is really, in this day and age, not a bad room rate at all.
Yeah, I will say, just a FYI for those that are not going the whole week. And the reason you would go the whole week, we'll talk about shortly, are the intensives that start prior to the event and then going up through the weekend, or if you're going to extend your stay. If you do deviate from the whole week, the rate goes up a little bit, but it's still like in the 150 range. At least that happened to me. Joyce, I don't know if you're not going to stay the whole week, if you call the hotel, will they give you the same rate? I don't think they will. I think it's set based on that week, but just an FYI if you weren't familiar with that.
So the way that should work is that the 139 rate is our rate if you register under the Christmas Expo code for the DoubleTree. If you're getting a different amount in your registration, let me know. I'll take care of it. The hotel also extends that room rate 3 days prior to the expo and 3 days after the expo, but that is based on availability. So if they have rooms available and you want to stay till the following Monday, the 139 rate could apply if they have availability for that time period.
Yeah, it's nice that they were able to do that because if you have not been to Dallas, I've been to Dallas a lot of times for work. I've been to Dallas last year to go visit light displays, some of the people that are joining here. And there's a lot of stuff to do in the Dallas area. It's worth going to do some things beforehand. So folks, think about that and get registered. Joyce, is there a certain number of rooms available, or can people still get in on the room rate to your knowledge?
We have a room block set aside for Christmas Expo. The registration date is June 28th for the 139 rate. So you want to register before that date. The hotel will sometimes extend the registration rate, but I can't promise that. So if you plan on attending, do it by June 28th, get your hotel room booked.
Yeah, and folks, I've already done this. You can go in and block your days and you can make adjustments. And especially if you're a Hilton Honors member, which is a Hilton resort, you can cancel up to literally almost a day before. So we don't want anybody to take up blocks, but if you know you're going to go, you just got a couple things to work out, get your room blocked, get that part set up, and then work on the rest. There's different rates, not even just with the group rate, but there's also other options like if you prepay and so forth that you can save some money. So don't hesitate to register. You got till about the end of June until the room block closes. So awesome. Folks, get your comments in, get your questions in, and let me continue and ask Joyce a few more questions. And as soon as I pop your back up here again, I'm glad you were able to get the image. I did notice when you're talking sometimes over here on the left, you disappear. So we are having some connection issues, but you're coming through fine. So that's good.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Joyce, for those that are, since we're talking about registration and things now, for someone sitting on the fence thinking, should I make it to Texas in July? Like, what is one of the number one things happening this year that they're not going to want to miss something that you've been working on since you had the extra year here. What's some of the big changes coming that they should expect that should get them over and off the fence?
Christmas Expo is turning into the event for anything Christmas. This year, we are introducing residential installer classes, commercial installer classes, beginner installer classes. If you're thinking about becoming a professional installer in either residential or commercial, there will be classes aimed at giving you the information that you need to know to make that decision. We also have a complete track for Spanish installers, as well as our DIY classes. So there is a lot going on at Expo this year. It
Yeah, that's an
covers
awesome class. I don't
every
think you've
gamut.
offered that before. I think it was like just a breakout class, just like some of the other classes.
Yes.
And we'll talk about classes in a minute, but you talked about a couple things. Well, you do have the intensives. Why don't you talk about? Some people are familiar with this, but others are not. What are
Mhm.
the intensives? Why are they before the actual event? Are there other costs associated with them, and why would somebody want to come? And let's talk about the Lightorama one first.
The Lightorama Immersion Workshop is offered by Drew Hickman from Holiday Technologies. In this 3-day class, you are hands-on learning from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m., actually working on your own show as Drew and his helpers are there to help you through the whole process. People come away from this class with much more knowledge than they came into it. And we have people who repeat the class each year because you can't pick everything up the first time. Yvonne Campbell is a perfect example of that. We have seen her at the immersion class several years in a row. And I know she went on to win the Great Christmas Light Fight. So I hope that that class helped her to get there.
Yeah, Yvonne's a perfect example of somebody continuing education. She not only goes to the expos and does classes, she does refreshers at all the minis when they offer them, and where she can go. So it's perfect segue. Okay, so in addition to Lightorama, Joyce, we also have, for those that do a pixel display, the X Lights workshop. What can you tell us about that?
The X Lights workshop has changed from a 3-day intensive to a 4-day. I think you might have the earlier graphic up there, Brian,
I
which
pulled it
is
off the
okay.
site, so we got to get an update.
Yeah.
But awesome. So
Yeah.
it's actually 4 days now of X Lights.
Ron Howard teaches this class, and he is very in depth in what he thinks X-Lights users want to know. He runs his own forums, he listens to people, he does his own sequencing. After hearing comments, he decided to split the 3-day intensive into 4 days, making 2 days the first part just X-Lights and the second 2 days sequencing. So that if you take the first part, you move right into the sequencing portion, and then you walk away after 4 days having great in-depth of how to run X-Lights on your show.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, Ron is even teaching a class in the regular sessions as well.
Yes.
So you can even expand that. Ron would probably be listening if he wasn't on vacation, I think in French Maria or something like that. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I've seen some pictures of him canoeing and relaxing before he gets back to teaching. So, yeah,
he was
that
going
is
to try to join us today. It's 1 p.m. in French Polynesia, so he was going to try to join in.
If he does, that's awesome. But
Yeah,
I don't know how he's going to break away from
I
that.
know he's
beautiful
on
scenery.
vacation.
But yeah, really cool stuff. Joyce, I have somebody asking here. Back since we talked to the hotel and jump around, but what goes into decision making for selecting the expo location each year? Is that something you want to talk about? Because as you know, these new minis, again, these minis have a place. The other trade shows and conferences have a place. What gives you the idea where to pick for expo going around? Do you try to do it because maybe somebody doesn't want to come all the way from the East Coast one year, so you're appeasing East Coasters, West Coasters, Northerners, Southerners? How do you do it?
That's actually very close, Ryan. It's quite a process to try to determine where the show should go next. I try not to repeat locations. However, we have been to Dallas. This will now be the 3rd time. So it's where decorators are. It's where I think there might not be enough coverage with either minis or people coming into the hobby who want to be able to attend classes. That's the main reason this show moves around. But it gives the vendors an opportunity to meet new people. Say you live in, I don't know, Raleigh, North Carolina, and you can't make it to a mini either in Florida or New York or Michigan or anywhere else. If we were to go to that area, vendors and you as an attendee would get to meet new people. And that is the point, is that we are trying to bring more people in and support them with quality education.
Yeah, speaking of education, I know a preliminary listing of classes was posted. I'm jumping a little ahead here, but I think it's exciting. I think one of the reasons people obviously come to Expo, besides networking, which before I pop this up, that was going to be one of the things I was going to say. The advantage of having the event in the hotel is the vendor hall's right there. So like Joyce said, if you buy something, you can bring it up to your room and take it with you, even if you're on an airplane. I know people that have done that. But more importantly, in my mind, is I've seen different surveys done about events like this, and almost all the time, classes are up there as a top reason to come. But number one always is about networking and socializing, and having it at a place like the DoubleTree has a great lobby, great bar, great restaurant, and then it's surrounded in the Dallas area with a lot of places to go. You're going to hang out with people, folks. That is the most fun part of going to these events. So you got to do it. But yeah, Joyce, what I want to pop up where I was going with this is I want to talk about preliminary class lists. Now, this is a little eye chart, but I guess two questions. One, are you still accepting applications if somebody wants to teach a class? And if so, how do they submit it? And then two, maybe you can read off some of the classes you have or what you want to share, how many more are coming, and then when might we see the actual schedule? What do you got for us?
Well, again, this is a work in progress. This is the preliminary list. I have had submissions come in after this list was published. I am working with the hotel now to see what additional space might be available for us, because the number of classes I think is now exceeding the space available, which is a wonderful position to be in. We will make it work. We always do. But you'll have to just keep watching Christmas Expo community on Facebook to see what the updates are. And as soon as we can get this all mapped out into classes and days and times, we certainly will publish that list.
And I didn't ask this before, but you have other people helping you. I believe, is a gentleman named Craig Monson. Is he kind of in charge of the education committee? Is that correct?
Craig has been a great, great help this year. It's his first year working with Christmas Expo. He approached me last year when we were doing the intensive classes in Dallas after the full expo was canceled, and expressed his interest to help. And he's been wonderful to work with. And I really appreciate what he's done. But he gets out and talks to more people than I'm able to. So he's identified some new instructors and classes for us this year too.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, my class is missing from this list, and I know I shared that with you, but I did reach out to Craig, and there's a few others that early on reached out to Craig. So folks, if you're watching the show tonight and you don't see your class on the list, make sure Craig is aware that he missed some of the ones that he committed to in email exchanges or messenger exchanges. He told me there was no need to go back and resubmit an actual teach a class application, which you can do. So if yours is missing, just reach out to Craig and make sure he gets you back on if you're still going to teach the class. So great. Yeah, there's a lot of cool classes on there. The one thing I'm excited about, let's talk about it, since we got some light fighters in the waiting room here. Joyce, I know you heard that the Great Christmas Light Fight is not filming this year, and to our knowledge, it's not going to air. We don't know if they're going to air any reruns or not. We won't know that till the fall, but there's not going to be a new season this year. However, Kristen Moss, the casting director, lives in the Texas area, and I know I've talked to her, and I know you talked to her. I still think you planned on having a round table. To your knowledge, is that still going to happen? I think it can, even if Kristen, I think, said is going to try to make it. She lives in the Texas area. If not, I still think it could happen. What are your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people are excited about that.
It definitely is going to happen. Kristen, on our behalf, reached out to the participants from the last years, and I do have a roundtable already filled. Brian, I expect that you'll be there also to help with all of this.
Absolutely.
But yes, we are going to have a roundtable because they are saying the Great Christmas Light Fight is on hiatus, not necessarily canceled. So we're all very optimistic that it's going to come back in some way, shape, or form. So let's keep the momentum going in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I will be there. I will help out with the roundtable. I actually hosted one last year at a mini. And I can't wait to see the new people on the roundtable sharing their behind the scenes experience. It's always fun. I know Yvonne will do that. I know the Slankards, I think, are invited on the committee. I think
Yes.
a few others I've talked to. So awesome. Um, Joyce, I'm going to bring this one up here. I got some questions people were asking, and we were talking about Chuck Smith. Does he ever come to the events anymore? Somebody asked if they'd love to meet him. I've met him finally after, again, 20 some years. I don't think he travels as much, but you never know. Maybe he will.
Chuck has not, he was supposed to be in Overland Park with us 2 years ago, but had some family issues that came up. I have not heard from him yet this year, but he has an open standing invitation to attend at any time. So hopefully he'll be there.
Yeah, it'd be
And
great to
if
have him.
he looks like Santa Claus, so you'll pick him out of the crowd.
I know he does. Yeah, speaking of Santa
Yeah.
Claus, fun story. So the Kansas City one we went to, we met Santa Pat, and Santa Pat, dressed up as
Mm-hmm.
he had his pickup truck has decorations mounted on it that he drives across the country, and I was actually on Facebook today. He owns a store, I think, in the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, Tennessee, called Santa's Closet. He sells stuff there, and hopefully he's back this year. But the people you meet at Expo, we still have his ornaments that he signed, "Love Santa," and initialed to Kim and I. We hang them on our tree, so that was cool. Hey Joyce, let's get this one off of here because somebody's saying if it gets canceled this year, will there be a refund issue? And I don't think that's a worry this year. Let's ease people's mind here. This thing is not being canceled, correct?
It absolutely is not being canceled. Last year was what they call the perfect storm. The tariff situation impacted us so much. I could tell you to the day when vendors started pulling back because they didn't know what was going on with the tariffs and they didn't know if they would be able to get product in. They also couldn't even determine what they were going to price their products at because it was changing almost daily. But we got over it. I apologize to everybody that was scheduled last year, but I didn't feel it be in anybody's best interest to try to put on a show that wasn't going to offer you the best experience possible. So we made the very difficult decision to cancel it, but we are coming back bigger and better this year, and it will not be canceled this year.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to ease people's mind because I was in one of those boats too, airfare, and also um, I'm booked again, ready to go. And you know what people may not know, the whole thing didn't get canceled last year. You still had the LOR and the X lights, and to my knowledge, there were 20 to 30 or more people even just at those events, despite the event not happening. Isn't that correct?
There were about 30 people in each class for LOR and X-Lite. So yes, that part of the expo did actually happen.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know the vendors are. It was a challenge. They're asked to go to a lot of events. Any insight? Maybe you're not ready to release the vendor list, but is there a quantity of vendors that we're likely going to see there? A number, or what can you say about the vendor hall, or what are you willing to share right now?
I've got over 20 vendors right now. And the only reason the list hasn't been published is that I've been working on logistics behind the scenes, but you'll see that in the next day or two, it'll start. The vendor list, there are a number of vendors who will sign up in the last couple of weeks. So keep watching that list as we add to it. But we have a number of new vendors this year, which I think is going to be quite exciting for people.
Yeah, I
People
was
you
talking to
haven't seen.
a vendor who's a friend that is a vendor for Expo this year, And he didn't share specifics with me, but he says we'll be pleasantly surprised. Not only is there not a good quantity of vendors, but there's a different array of vendors. So you're not going to get all the same. Like I go to a lot of mini events and it's always the same vendors, and that's cool because they're supporting that area. I heard you're going to have some ones that you probably have never seen at any of the minis, which is going to be, I think, really interesting. And they serve the Christmas community.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be awesome to see that list.
We've
And
worked
folks,
hard
just
to
like they shared,
change it
if
up.
you have somebody that's trying to be a vendor, let them reach out to Joyce through the site. We heard there was a glitch there. She still has room to accept additional vendors, but I'm sure that'll close soon.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's trying to tell me Lightorama does pixels too. I know that. I know Lightorama is not just for AC lights. Brandon Reavers joining in saying he's out of Ohio. He's going to see me at one of the mini. No, he's not. He lives in Ohio and he can't make it to a mini. Come on, man. I'm going. Joyce, this is Joseph Gonzalez. He lives up in the Wichita, Kansas area. He's hoping to make it down there. And speaking of Wichita, Kansas, my good friend Charlie Byers, who runs Christmas on Crestline, another YouTube channel that talks a lot about Expo, loves Expo. We met at Christmas Expo and become good friends. He's been to my house. He's been right here next to me. So, Joe, I know you've been buying some decorations because things you saw on my display, and it's looking great. I'd love to meet you in person, and let's do it at Christmas Expo in Dallas. What else do we got here? Oh, I didn't know this. Devin says he's going to be teaching his first class at your expo, Joyce, and that is awesome. I didn't know that, Devin. Maybe we'll be in the same classroom. Who knows? What is here? Fern E5T. That's a different handle. Is Lightorama teaching all their classes this year? Not sure what that means. They're doing the intensive, and then I know Audrey and or somebody from her team will be there, and they're going to do, to my knowledge, classes in this general session. Is that correct, Joyce?
That is correct, yes.
What do we got here? Oh, I think this is one of your people that it's a vendor or a class. Red Sleigh Workshop. Hey, folks, can't wait to see y'all there. We can't wait to meet you and see what you're doing. And it's good to have somebody else that's going to be participating in Expo at the show and watching the show. Hey, Aaron Grimes. He's a light fight hopeful out of Tennessee. And good to have you, Aaron. And I hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. Hope your son's doing well. I hope he's getting sleep. You'll know what I'm talking about. Hey, we got Willie from KC joining. And Willie, are you coming? You should be at the expo. What's Red Sleigh saying? Yes, super excited to be a vendor this year at the Christmas Expo, and can't wait to see what you have to offer. What do we got else here? Looks like a lot of people are asking about LOR classes, so stay tuned. Wait till the full schedule comes out. You got the intensives. You're going to have other breakouts in the actual general session, so there is going to be plenty of Lightorama and X-Lights classes. And Brandon, I know your kids do rodeo, so got to do the stuff with the kids while you can. Oh, Willie says he wish he could go again this year, so he must be at least a past attendee. So, Willie, we hope to have you there. Maybe something will open up. If not, we'll find out what next year's is. All right, Joyce, let's let me see. Let me pop up my question list here and see what else I could talk about. I got a lot of things to talk about. So, we'll talk a little bit about the classes, and you know, we're going to see final lists for that. We're going to see the vendor list coming out soon. We've already squashed people's concerns that this is going to be canceled. So if you're putting in the comments, I'm not ignoring your comments, folks, but we addressed it. This event is happening. Please register. Please plan to attend if you were on the fence. I think you're going to have a great time networking and learning. It's happening. All right.
It's
let's talk
happening.
about some other fun things happening at the event as we're jumping around. The Window Wonderland contest. What is that all about? I've seen that done before at some different places, but I think you have a unique spin on it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it and why those attendees might want to participate and what it takes to participate?
So, Brian, you've been to the DoubleTree in Dallas. If you remember what that lobby looks like when you're on the lower level where the restaurant is, or on the lobby level, you can look up and see windows to the sleeping rooms that look down on the lobby area. So we have arranged with the hotel to designate those rooms as decorating rooms. And we have the exact sizes and everything on our website that we're running a contest. If you want to participate in the contest, you have to fill out the form. There is a small fee, which I'll explain in a minute. And that will allow me to assign you to one of those rooms so that you can decorate the window. We're going to have judges so that they can look at all the windows. It's going to be fun to have it all lit up. And there are prizes. It's all about prizes. So definitely let your creativity shine, as the graphic there says. Sign up for the window decorating contest. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you'll get some new ideas too, I'm sure.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I remember reading on the Christmas Expo community page, what makes this unique is there is an entrance fee, but that fee goes to fun prizes. So there's a first, second, and third, I think, including free expo passes and so forth.
Mhm.
But I think the other part that was pretty cool, if I recall, Joyce, is a part of the funding also goes to the winner gets to pick a charity where a donation will be made. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Christmas Expo has identified a charity that we work with and support each year, and that is called the Secret Sleigh Workshop. And that group provides in home Santa visits for medically challenged children and adults. So we support them each year, either through some donations from the dinner or something like that. But for the window decorating contest specifically this year, we will allow the winner to name their own charity where we'll make a donation.
That's really awesome. I mean, because I know there's a lot of people through their displays raise money and support
Hmm.
causes in their community. So it's a really cool, fun way to, even I think the one year I did one, I packed a little tabletop blow mold in my suitcase, and that's about all I could put. So it doesn't, if you're not going for the whim, you just want to participate and you're traveling, there's a lot of things you can fit in a suitcase, a string of lights or whatever. It's cool to decorate the hotel. So let's do that. Joyce, is there in the registration fees, speaking of fun and events and things to do, I recall in Kansas City, there was a night where there was a dinner. Is that happening? And I can't remember if that was optional or part of the registration, but I recall we had games, we had food, we had Christmas music, we had pictures with Santa. Is anything like that happening?
That is right now a work in progress. I am trying to find the space in the hotel to do that. So you'll have to stay tuned for that particular portion. But we do typically offer a Friday night dinner with some fun things going on, just an opportunity to relax, solidify those new friendships that you've made through Thursdays and Fridays classes and so forth. That particular detail will be coming out in the next week or two. It is an add-on to the event. It's not included in the registration fee.
Okay, and that's fine. It's a fun time. And like you
Mhm.
said, the advantage of being in the hotel where the event is you can share lunches together in the lobby. You can go do something with somebody, go out to dinner. You can hang out and have drinks, socialize. You can go to this event once everything's published for it. So it's a really, really fun time. Folks, hit like, hit subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, share, rewatch this. Get your comments in. We still got some questions to ask Joyce. We still got a lot of you watching. Let me know what you want to know, or let me know what you want to share. Share it in the comments, and we'll pop that up. Joyce, let me go down and see what else I can find here. Oh, another fun thing on the Christmas Expo site is this. As soon as I can get it up there. Share your favorite story about viewers of your display. I know that's tried and perhaps was posted to try to get some socialization going and sharing some stories, but this is one of the fun things you could do at Expo as well. When you're socializing with people, sharing your favorite stories about things that have happened at your display. There's been some comical things. There's been some sad things. There's been some exciting things. There's been wedding proposals at display. So what's happened at your display? Maybe whoever wants to comment, get a comment in here and we'll talk about it. Joyce, do you do a display? Probably not a big one, but do you do any lights?
I am the indoor decorator in my family, and my sister was the outdoor decorator in the family. So I don't do any outside lights, but I deeply, deeply appreciate and admire what you all do with your homes. It's just amazing.
Is there any particular indoor type of decorations you like to display?
I actually own 4 Christmas trees with 4 different themes. I don't get them all up every year, but we do rotate.
That's fun, and I can appreciate people that do inside displays. I decorate pretty
Hmm.
lavishly inside. I collect decorations from the 50s and 60s, some 70s, so a lot of candy containers and lighted plastic plus blow molds. And ironically, you mentioned trees. That's one of my least favorite things to decorate is trees.
Yes.
I put it up, and my wife and kids decorate it. I help out, of course, but uh, that's the one thing I don't like to decorate is trees. I don't know why. Same thing with outside. Wrapping trees is tough, and that's a talent, but you got to do it.
Well, then this year, Brian, we know what classes you are going to need to attend because we have a on indoor decorating offered by Heather Lundervold. She will teach you how to decorate trees like a professional. She can
Ooh.
teach you how to wrap gifts, tablescapes, all sorts of wonderful things for indoor decorating. So you can expand your knowledge too.
Yeah, that would be nice. Hey, folks, if you're liking what you're hearing, make sure you go to christmasexpo.com, get your registration, look at your options, go check out the room block for the hotel, and come on, get off the fence. It's happening. We already know there's going to be at least 20 vendors, many you've never seen at an event before, but related to the Christmas industry. Plus, some of your favorite regulars will be there, and we'll be there. We'll be there. So that's really cool.
Could I
All right,
address Yvonne's question about movie
sure. Let me go
night?
back to the comments. I might have missed it. Let's see. We have a movie. Is that the movie night one?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
I'm so surprised that she still remembers that.
I don't remember it.
Well, that because you weren't there. It was in Biloxi, Mississippi in 2014. We were able to offer a movie night, but the logistics of offering a movie night are just so challenging because you have to get special permission from all of the studios that are involved in actually showing the movie. We pulled it off one year and decided that it just was too much work to try to get all those permissions for any
I don't
following
know. Maybe
years.
we'll ask Kristen if we could watch episodes of The Great Christmas Light Fight.
Mm. We could do that.
Oh, that would be fun. Uh, by the way, back to that dinner, since we mentioned it, Peter's asking, once you finalize it, will you put it as an add-on option where you can order it on the website? I'm guessing it's not
Absolutely.
up there now, but
We try very hard to keep everybody informed either through emails or posting on our Facebook pages. So always check there. And again, you can always reach out to me. That contact us form goes right to my inbox, and I am in front of my computer more hours than I care to admit. So I will answer you. And Monty Small can tell you that that's true because he and I met late one Friday evening right before the Lexington, Kentucky show when he was having some trouble registering.
yeah, you've been very helpful, responsive as we set up this video. But folks, I'm popping this up again. I'll try to read it without my glasses on here. Um, again, this is just a rough list so far. Adding special effects to your show, using state effects and X-Lights, creating submodels, sequencing megatrees, single strand and marquee effects, troubleshooting LOR, programming singing faces, next level show networking. So how to do stuff with the networking side of a light show. By the way, it's not just light show stuff, folks. Even though there's a lot on the list, there are a lot of classes related to traditional displays and so forth. But what else are some of the preliminary stuff here? Don't get sued or shut down. We all might want to listen to that. Music listening and FCC rules for your display. Don't let the Grinch shut down your display. It could be neighbor relations. Who knows? Remote Falcon in action. Again, light show, adding special effects, incorporating video projection into your show. That's a fun one. Daniel Allison's going to be there talking about DIY projects. He's a regular presenter at some of the minis and was on the Great Christmas Light Fight. He's also doing a class about what it takes to relocate to a new venue and a larger venue. That might be interesting for you. There's a great Christmas light fight roundtable. There's Beyond the Lights, how to run a public light display. That's probably Devin's class. What else do we got here? Modern sequencing workflows, Winter Wonder, mobile light shows. My class is going to be getting your display TV ready, and it's not necessarily geared towards a light fight display, but it's geared towards, hey, maybe you want to be on the, maybe you don't even want to be on the. Oh, did I lose myself here? Maybe you don't want to be.
That was me. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I I clicked the wrong button. My class is intended to, hey, you've seen all these great displays on the Great Christmas Light Fight. How'd they get on there? What makes them so TV worthy? And that's the theme of what my class will be. So it's a fun time. Plus, I make it fun. So a lot more classes to come out. I know there's some other people still waiting for Craig to update the list. Things like how to raise money for charity, how to do a drive-through display. There's all kinds of stuff going to be publishing up there along with the vendors. What classes would you like to see? Let's get it in the comments. Let's see what new comments we have here. Ryan's late, so he's gonna have to go back and watch it. That's right. You can. The good thing about the show is you can go back and rewatch it and see what you missed. And you want to go back because you got to see the intro to the show, the little fun video I made, and it'll also be the outro. What's Red Sleigh Workshop? They're hosting a commercial installer workshop. We mentioned that. Very exciting and affordable to see commercial decorating is for you. And I know there are some folks that I'm friends with that do commercial decorating. So maybe you could learn something else that you didn't know. And Monty does say, yes, Joyce, could be forever grateful for your help and kindness. Monty's a great guy. I don't know if you know this, Joyce. I convinced Monty to buy a blow mold when we were at a mini event last year, and that could happen again this weekend. We're going to be at an event in Ohio this weekend. What else do we got here? What other comments? Remember, folks, you can register at christmasexpo.com. Please go do that. Go check it out. And let's go back to some of these comments. What do we got? Oh, speaking of Great Christmas Light Fight, gentleman from Arkansas, Sam Finney, a champion of the Great Christmas Light Fight. We're glad you're joining, Sam. I know Arkansas is not too far away from Dallas, Texas. Maybe you can come visit us. Just saying, I heard there might be a hangout event at one of the light fighters that is local there, and you can come hang out with us. What else do we got here? Man, comments are popping in. What's Sherry saying? Dearest friend John Darce will be teaching an LOR class. Yes, I know John. John was here at another event, and he'll be teaching a class that's in one of the public classes, not the intensives. He is LOR, and they banter about X-Flight. So, yeah, that's the fun part. We tease people all the time. What else do we got here? What's not on the website? Not on the website yet is the Giant Artificial Tree Installation Secrets by Jason Woodward with Christmas designers. Ooh, that sounds like a fun one. Putting one of those big panel trees together like you see in Disney World or in a mall. Well, where you have a mall that's still active. Hey, we do. We got the King of Prussia Mall here on the East Coast, which is one of the largest malls in the United States. So, John and Sherry on the panel discussion for the win. Now, there you go. We'll put them on there. All right, Joyce, let me see what else I want to ask here. Get your comments in, folks. Get your questions in. I'm going to go back to my little question list I made. We talked about the decorating hall. We got some insight on the vendors. Joyce, any comments on what someone might get different at a national show like Expo versus a local mini? Is there anything that you think they would experience that they don't get at one of those other events? While I'm looking for some other questions.
I think the quality of education that we're able to offer at Christmas Expo and the wide variety of topics that we cover sets us apart from the minis. The minis are very important because they keep people enthused throughout the year just by being able to get together. They meet people and be able to talk or offer some help to somebody, a couple of miles away. But being a national show sets us apart just because of the ability to offer so much more than a mini can.
Yeah, and I think that's there's the minis, depending on the one you go to, have some pretty advanced classes and a lot of classes. But I do say, you know, at Expo, you kind of bridge the gap of pixels, traditional lighting, AC displays, large wireframes, commercial decorations, commercial installation, like we talked about. I think that's really, really cool. Plus, you know, you kind of get that melting pot effect where everybody's coming from all over the country. I know the minis do get people from all over the country, but most of their attendance, not all, but most, is within a certain region, where as Expo does attract usually from all over the United States and maybe even Canada, who knows. And I will say in Dallas this year, it's central of the United States. It's an easy airport to get into. I will say, Joyce, we don't have tariffs this year, but you know, with the war in Iran, fuel's going up, airfare's gone up a little bit. So folks, you know, if you have to book airfare, start to do that now as you're getting, what, 4 to 6 weeks out here. That's something that we can't control, Joyce can't control, but don't let it stop you. Use points if you have them, and it's going to be fun.
I tried to control the tariffs, Brian, but it didn't work apparently.
Yeah,
I
know.
did the best.
The industry I work in for my actual career, we massively got hit by the tariffs last year. All right, we talked about the decorating contests. We talked about some unique vendors coming, and again, that list will coming out soon, hopefully in the next week. Joyce, just in case people don't know and haven't checked out the website, if you do want to come, there's options. You don't have to be there for the whole week or the intensives, or you can come just for the vendor hall, or you can come for 1 day or 2 days. Is that correct, or how does that work?
All of those options are available. You can visit just the vendor hall for $15 per person per day, or register for just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or all 6 days of the expo with the intensives and the expo itself. All of the options are available to you. The only thing we don't do is sell individual class attendance. It's either a day, 2 days, 3 days, and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It would get a little challenging to start offering tickets for coming in and controlling one specific class, which I know they do at some of the big national, like the Halloween trade shows like Trans World. They have those kind of options, but I don't think that makes sense for this type of event. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about here? Folks, hit your like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not doing it already. Get your comments in. We're getting close to 1 hour here, and we're going to wrap things up shortly. What else might you want to know from Joyce while she's on here? And have you checked out the website? Go to christmasexpo.com. There's been a lot of updates there. Go look at the options available currently on the registration site. And again, the class list will be coming up here in short order. Another thing, you know, we'll mention, Joyce, we don't know, it's not firm yet, but we're talking about potentially doing another live next week if we can get it together. What might that be about if we were able to do it, if you want to share?
That actually is coming together. I'm not opposed to sharing the information. Red Sleigh Workshop, who is on this particular call, would be one of the presenters. Stacy Jordan is offering the commercial classes at Expo. Certified Lights is offering the residential and Spanish speaking installer classes at Expo. So it's coming together, I believe, Wednesday evening. And Brian, if you're okay at 7 p.m., I think we can do it. And that way they'll be able to talk more about that side of the business versus the DIY side of the business.
Yeah, folks, so stay tuned. We're working on getting all that confirmed up, but likely next Wednesday we'll have another live with some of the vendors that will be or classes that'll be at Expo. Hey, Joyce, I don't know if you can answer this, but I'll answer this. Somebody's asking, how does this differ from the East Coast Christmas Show? And I've been to East Coast Christmas Show because it's literally around the corner from my house. And how this is different is the East Coast Christmas Show is more of a vendor hall, in my opinion. They have some classes, not a lot of classes. You're not going to get a full 4-day workshop on X lights at East Coast, at least not now. You're not going to get 3 days of Lightorama. You're not going to have 30, 40 classes at the East Coast show, at least where they are now. So yes, you have networking there, but everybody's usually scattered around at different hotels. Here, you're in one location. If you want to be, obviously, it's your option to stay at a different hotel if you wish, or if you're a local driving in. So again, there's rooms for all these events. They're all a little bit different. I've been to Expo. I've been to Full Trans World. I've been to East Coast. I've been to a lot of the minis, including small minis, big minis, and they're all a little bit different. They all have opportunity. And I think this year's Christmas Expo is coming back in a strong way, and you're going to want to come. You're going to want to come and check it out. But thank you for that question. What is Red Sleigh adding? Certified Lights are hosting the Spanish-speaking classes are going to be amazing. Hey, como se llama? I don't know what I just said, but Sierra La Puerta. I would love to see people attending that speak Spanish, especially in the Dallas area. You might get a lot of attendees that want to get involved in the business, and that is a bilingual market. It's great to see classes with that opportunity. You don't see that at a lot of events. All right, folks. If I missed any comments, I apologize. I'm trying to scroll through here. Joyce, I think we're going to get close to wrapping up. What are some last thoughts or takeaways you want to share with those watching, and what else should they go check out?
Years. It's been 13 years now that we produced Christmas Expo, and over the years, it has been so exciting for me to see the interaction of people coming together. Strangers will get there, but friends when they leave. As you said, you met Charlie Byers there, and he's been to your home. That has happened an awful lot. And I think that that's very important to keep the industry and hobby moving forward, is that people get along and they share so willingly. When you walk around Christmas Expo, people have their cameras out and they're showing you their displays. They're proud of what they've done. They're asking questions about how to improve it. They're talking to each other and really interacting. That networking opportunity is just fabulous at Christmas Expo. Keep watching our website. Keep watching our Facebook pages. We are updating as quickly as I can, pretty much daily at this point. So things are moving fast, and we look forward to seeing everybody in Dallas.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to go. I've been want to rekindle some more friendships with friends I haven't seen in a couple months that live in the area. Go back and watch my channel and watch my OK Texas Xmas tour I did last year. Most of those folks, I think all those folks are coming to the expo or will be there, and that's going to be fun. I can't wait to meet new friends. I know Charlie's going to be there. Joyce, if we work it out, we can do a live video from there, or I can, to show what's going on. We'll talk about that later. I do that at some of the events, and it's going to be a good time. Folks, hit like, hit subscribe, watch for some announcements. We likely be back next week with some of vendors from the Christmas Expo talking about what they're going to be offering, see some new faces. Some of these folks, to my knowledge, have not been at any of the other events. That's going to be fun. Monty says Expo provides a larger vendor display than most minis. That's true in some cases. Some of the minis have pretty big displays. So, but it does allow you to see and purchase props and take home with you. So, Joyce, I really thank you for coming on tonight. I'm glad we were able to get this to work. The storms didn't come through here yet. We got your image here. Your audio has been through, but like I said, in here on the left side where you can see me, you're below, and you see a circle go every once in a while. You are dropping out, so it was a good move to at least try to do this with a phone and a picture, and I'm glad we didn't have to cancel it. And that's fun. And Monty wants to say, great show, and he's going to see me on Saturday. Yep, I'm going to see you. What's Sherry saying? Thanks, Brian and Joyce, from Sherry. Sherry, we're going to see you there. We're going to see you. Everybody, thank you for watching tonight. Stay tuned. Watch me this weekend. I'll be live from Ohio. Yes, Saturday around 2 p.m. Could change a little bit. I'll be coming live with my show from the Ohio Mini. And then next week, look for announcements to have Joyce back on with some additional special guests talking about what they're going to be doing at Christmas Expo 2026. Please go to christmasexpo.com. I'll pop it up here again. register for the show, go block your hotel. Again, you have time to cancel if something comes up without any penalties. Get in on the hotel, stay where everybody's staying, and it's going to be a fun time. Christmas in July, and don't forget, the stores are starting to release all their decorations. You're seeing Code Orange from Home Depot. You're going to see their Christmas stuff soon. Walmart released some blow molds this week. I bought 2. They're going to be here next week. I'll show them to you if they come in time. And we'll catch up. Hey, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Joyce, thank you so much. Have a great night. I hope the storms hold off here. They're coming here later. We'll talk and we'll get things set up for next week. Folks, like I say when I wrap up a show, thank you for watching The Librarian. I'm Brian Michael, your resource for the Great Christmas Light Fight and much, much more as you've seen on my channel. Go check out some old videos. There's a lot of content there, and you'll be able to watch this again as well. So, folks, let's make it official. Thank you again. The library is now closed.
Yeah, turn it up, y'all. Come on, let's ride. Heading down to Dallas where the Christmas spirit is on the rise. The librarian is heading to the Christmas Expo. Got a date with holiday magic right before my eyes. The librarian is heading to the Christmas Expo. The librarian is heading to the Christmas Expo, where the Christmas lights are as big